Welcome, ladies, to Delicious and Nutritious. We are broadcasting from PAC TV. What we're doing today is we're going to take and make a rotisserie chicken salad, and we're going to use a chicken that anyone can buy. It's a rotisserie chicken, and you can pick one of these up for about $7, and it is also it's a very good price for what they're giving you, and it's about 2.5 pounds or 2.25 pounds. So what I did is when I took the hot chicken back to my home is that I took the skin off of that. Now, and Marcia will explain why I took the skin off of it, but we're trying to do things in a nutritious way. So we took the skin off of it, then I took the chicken and put it into the refrigerator, and now I'm going to show you how to debone a chicken and some proper knife techniques. And the first thing that we're going to look at is a quick demonstration on sharpening a knife. The sharper the knife, the safer the knife, the easier it is to work with. Very critical to understand that. What I have here is a hand knife sharpener. It's made by Chef's Choice. They're very good. You can buy one at Bed Bath & Beyond for about $25. And it has two slits here. One of that is a rough slit, which is where you're going to sharpen the knife for the first time. And then you're going to finish sharpening the knife on the fine slit. And that will give you a nice sharp knife, a safe knife that you're going to be happy working with. Okay, knife sharpener, knife. Notice how I hold the knife. The knife is not being held just by the handle. It's being held by the handle, and I'm also securing the knife on the blade. Now, I'm not going to cut myself this way, but instead of when I'm chopping, might want to rotate a little bit, but I'm securing that. And for those of us that have arthritis in our hands, this is a better way of dealing with it. Okay, a couple of sharpening. Notice I am sharpening now, and I'm going to do about 20 passes with the knife. Okay, and we've done 20, and now I'm going to do about half of what I did before, and now we've got a reasonably sharp knife. If you take your finger and then just bring it along, you'll see little filings. You've accomplished something. So now you've got a sharp knife, you got a safe knife. Okay, let's take a look at a chicken that doesn't have any skin on. And we're going to open it up. And before we do that, I am going to put on a pair of gloves. And the reason I'm doing that is because of sanitation. And most people do not have these gloves, but if you want to buy them, you can buy them at CVS. And you just slide your hand into this. And the reason I use these is because I've worked in restaurants, I've worked in food processing plants, and this is mandatory. And it's a very good idea to do this. You don't have to do it at home, but I'm used to doing it. Okay, chicken. No skin. Nice. Okay, we're going to put this out of the way. And what we're going to do, and you can do this if you're carving the Sunday chicken or the Thanksgiving turkey. You can do it exactly the same way. All you're going to do is try to look for the various joints on the bird. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the drumstick, and we're going to just cut around where the drumstick and the thigh come together, and look at that. It just came off beautifully. Okay. And we found the right joint. And now, in order to take the thigh off, we're going to pull it a little bit, and then we're going to start cutting. And there we have the thigh. It's broken loose, and a beautiful thigh it is. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is take the wing off. We lift the wing a little bit away from the breast, and we find the joint and take it off. And now we've got the wing off. And we can do the same very quickly with the other side, and I will do that. And you can hear a little bit of a crack, but that's a good thing. So we can do the same thing with the thigh now. And that is off. So we have 2 thighs, 2 drumsticks, and we're going to go for the next wing. And the wing is off. And what do we have left? We have these 2 lovely pieces of white meat, the breast of the bird. Now, in the middle right here is the breastbone, or a keel. It comes up like this, and the white meat is around in a shape like this here. What we're going to do with the knife is we're going to take the knife and we're going to try to find the bone, and we're going to work the knife down along the breast where the bone is, and it seems to be working. Good thing. Once we do that, we're going to take the knife and we're going to push it away from the ribs. And you can see that that is coming off very nicely. And you notice, this is just bone here. So we've got most of it off, okay? And now what do we do with this? We're going to put the remainder over here, and we're going to take, and I'm going to show you how to bone the chicken right now. Or for Thanksgiving, you can do the same thing. So, holding the knife in a secure way, sharp knife, and we're going to cut along the long side of the breast meat. And you notice that I'm pushing the knife forward and then slightly backwards. And look at how lovely this slice is. It's nice, it's uniform. It's a thing of wonder. And we'll do some more, and we'll do some more, and we'll do some more. Okay. And now we're going to do a cube, or roughly that. And it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch. And so now this is the size that I want to have. So we do this and that. And in order to get uniformity, we're going to slice this across here. And there we go, some more. And we'll do a little bit more here. And we're still cutting here. And I'm doing it slowly, or I normally would be slicing and dicing a lot faster, but I want you to see the technique. That is critical. Now, drumstick. Take the knife and slowly work around the bone and push the meat away from the bone, and there you go. Okay. We got most of it off, and we got the little piece of bone that is still left here belongs there. So we'll just toss that over there. Okay, so now we quickly deal with this. And we slice this in half, and we make it so it's nice and uniform, and we're rolling right along. Okay. Now, the thigh has a bone running from here down to here. So what we can do with our fingers is we can kind of pull the meat away from the bone. And look at how easily it comes across and off the bone. And there we go. And we're almost done. And we've got a nice clean bone. So we're going to make a strip of meat, and we're going to dice that. Difference between slicing and dicing is the size. So, and it's not critical, and it's not precise. Okay, so we've got all of we've done the one thigh, we've done one breast. We're going to start working on this This is going to be, there's a little breast meat on here which I don't want to waste. So we'll take that and we'll break that off there. And we'll put this over here. And we are going to, there's a little bit of skin here, so we're going to discard the skin. We're trying to be delicious and nutritious, and that's what we want to do. We want it to be the healthiest meal that you've had in a long time, and that's what our purpose in this show is. Okay, there we go. Got a little skin there. All right, and finally, we'll finish off the little wing part here at the tip of the wing. We're going to discard because that's primarily nothing but skin and fat, a little bit of bone. And notice how easy it all comes off. And that's coming off because the meat is cold, and it's really easy to work with your hands. And I like to work with my hands. I find that I'm very effective, and I'm going to just pull away this fat right here because I can honestly tell you I really like the fat. The problem is it doesn't like me, and it doesn't like most of us, so we try to minimize it. So now, what do we have here? We have a half a chicken, and it's totally deboned, and we have the remainder of the chicken, and we would just continue to work on that and debone that. But we have limited time, so we're going to move on to the vegetable part of the salad, and then we're going to do the dressing. And how do we get out of these sticky gloves? Well, you grab the little part right here and pull it off like that, and and I can look like a dentist. So I'm just going to put this back here, get it out of the way, and we're going to get another chopping block, cutting board. And why did we shift? First, that was cooked meat, and we want to try to isolate that from all the vegetables. And that is really important. It's a good safety factor. We have a variety of vegetables. We have romaine lettuce. Now, I happen to like romaine lettuce. Why do I like romaine lettuce? Because it's got more flavor to it. And it also has a better texture than what we typically use around here, which is the Boston bib or the green lip or the red lip. And this is romaine. Essentially, what you end up doing with romaine is that sometimes you get a little bit of sand. The sand is going to be here, so you rinse it. And I'm going to show you quickly, but we're not going to use what I'm doing right now, but I just want to show you how you dice this up here. All right, we'll put this right there. First thing that we do, we will have washed this. And we're going to take the knife. Notice how I use the point of the knife. I put the point of the knife down, and I drag it back. Okay, we're going to do the same right here. And we're going to then roll it a little bit, and we're going to cut maybe a ½ strip. So what do we have here? We've got nice little strips, and it's going to look good, and that's what we want. So we're working our way through this. Excellent. Okay. Nice. It even looks good. Colors are beautiful. Excellent. So let's work on something else. We're going to take our bowl here, and we're going to take the utensils out, and I'm going to show you a little device that I happen to like to work with. It's called a mandolin, made by a company called OXO, and it's all over the place. And essentially what it is that this is going to slice, and we're going to slice, and let's do a cucumber first. Okay, if you'll notice right here is that I've prepared some of it, and I'm going to demo how I prepared it. First off, you want to cut the end away because the end in this case is a little hollow, so we're not going to use that one. All right, we're going to make 4 cut, and now we've got 4 sticks here. Okay, we take and we set this on the largest opening, and you'll notice that a mandolin is something you work like this here. And watch what comes out of this end of it. So I'm going to take it, and you want to be careful because these things are sharp. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take the, okay. I'm going to take this and look at what's going on here. Look at those lovely little pieces that are coming out. Isn't that nice? Good. I'm impressed. Okay, we're slicing away here. And we'll be done with this one in 1 second. Now, watch what I do when I want to move the sliced pieces of English cucumber. I'm going to use my knife, and this is a wide French chef knife. So this is what I'm using. Look at that. Kind of works like a scoop. And there we go. Okay, so use of mandolin. All right, now we have I have 2 cups, which I prepared before, of the romaine lettuce. We're going to toss that in there, and we're going to remove this off of here so everybody can see what I'm doing. And we'll get right back to work here. Okay. Next thing, we're going to use chickpeas. Now, why chickpeas? Very nutritious. Good source of a number of things, and Marcia will describe all of this. And so the chickpeas are going to go into here. And the cucumber is going to go into there. And we'll move this off to one side. And we have celery. And in order to get celery to come out looking like that, celery doesn't work that great on a mandolin, unless it's one of the larger ones, and we have a small one. So watch the point of the knife. See how I'm just pulling it gently back? See how easily it goes? Now, chopping. The point goes down, and so it stabilizes it, and I do this. See the rocking motion that I'm doing? And you know, I can work it very fast, but that's not what we're going to do right now. But see how it rocks? And that way we take, and notice the knife? Perfect. Okay, next thing to add. Next thing is we're going to put in this is a whole diced chicken that I already prepped, and that's going to go in there like this. Next thing that's going in is tomatoes. These are like a little plum tomato, cherry tomato, and I'm going to demo how I cut these. And I will tell you this, the only way you can do this is with a sharp knife. And the only way you can do this is with a sharp knife. So we're going to put it, and then we're going to move it back and forth like that. And this one's a little bit larger, so we're going to, and that is, and look at how attractive that is. So let's do another one. And watch your fingers, please. And this one is a little smaller, so we'll only do a half size. And this is a little guy, so we'll do a half size. And the knife blade is used as the scoop, and it goes up there, and it goes in here. There we go. Okay, now, what we've got to do, the only thing that we don't have at this point is the dressing. So we're going to make the dressing, and then we are going to take the dressing and we're going to coat it with the dressing. And one of the things that I like to use a shaker type of a container, or you can use a whisk in a saucepan or a dish of some kind. This bowl would work very nicely for that if you wanted to use that. So there are 2 dried spices. Why are we using dried spices? One, they work very well. And this is the type of the year that sometimes it's not easy to get the fresh ones. So I'm using dried thyme and oregano. I also grow these things in my garden at home, and I have plenty of it during the summertime. So we've taken 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1.5 teaspoons of oregano, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And I like to use fresh ground black pepper, and I like it really coarse. So I use a pepper mill. Okay, so all of that is in there now, and we put in a half a cup of olive oil. We put in 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. Why are we using rice wine vinegar? Because it is a very gentle vinegar. It is not very strong, and the Japanese do a wonderful job with it. So we're using 2 tablespoons of that, and we are using, finally, what went in here was 2 tablespoons of light mayonnaise. Light mayonnaise being less fat. Okay. And one other thing that the mayonnaise has is some salt. Okay, looking at my list, there's no salt. I haven't added salt. Well, it's actually coming from the mayonnaise. So that's why. It's so important that you taste while you are working. So now that we've got it here, what's the purpose of the mayonnaise? The purpose of the mayonnaise is, one, for its flavor, and one, for maybe the fat feel in your mouth, or it's an emulsifier. An emulsifier makes the water and the oil phases come together, and they'll stay together for a while. Now, you'll notice that there's a slight separation on this, and what I've done here is, with my famous mixing jar, I'm just going to do a little shaking here, and I could have been a bartender once, and I was. So now look at that. It's really emulsified. No problem. Okay, we are going to start mixing, and we're going to do this gently, and look at the colors and the variety of the colors. And that's one of the reasons why we want something to be delicious, but we want you to want to eat it. And we want you to want to eat this and say to myself, God, it looks great. And then we taste and we eat with our eyes, our nose, and then our mouth, in that order. So you'll notice that how the colors are coming together. You've got the nice, vibrant red and with the real green. And we're going to, all right, we've mixed enough. We've shaken a little more. And don't overdress the salad, because you don't want to taste just salad. You want to taste the vegetables. That's the healthiest part of this, though this is a healthy salad dressing. So we start pouring, look at that stuff. And we pour it in, and we're going to use maybe about half. And we're going to mix some more. And that is what we have here. We have rotisserie chicken that started off at Shaw's, and for a very reasonable price. And look at the colors, and look at how nicely it looks. And it's very attractive. And I guarantee that if you were standing next to me, you would want to get your hands right in that and have some. But what is really important is that it is delicious and it is nutritious. So now what I'd like to do is turn this over to my partner in this venture, Marcia. And Marcia will be happy to discuss the nutritional value of what we're doing here. And this is a very important part.
That was awesome, Jerry. Oh, now I'm like bigger than life.
Good.
So I've got to mix the salad up here for our guests, right?
Right.
Okay. So I wanted to comment on a few of the ingredients for our guests. And I'm not sure if I should stand this way or turn around. I'm going to take this off and turn around. All right. So I wanted to comment on a couple of the ingredients. The chickpeas, awesome for protein. The other thing that chickpeas are really good for is helping to lower your cholesterol level. So they're considered a water-soluble fiber. Cholesterol is made, bile is made with cholesterol. When we eat fats, secrete bile. When we have things like chickpeas, they bind with that bile, and they're carried out of your system. So a little complicated, but I think if you understand why we say you should eat certain things and understand the physiology, so having more water-soluble fibers, chickpeas, oatmeal, I saw a few thumbs down on the chickpeas. So they're delicious, and you're going to fry them in about 2 minutes. But other good sources of water-soluble fibers are things like apples, other kinds of beans, chickpeas. If you like hummus, that's made from chickpeas. So that's a really nice ingredient in this particular meal. We should also get about 20 grams of protein when we sit down. That's a good amount to get to build muscle, build your immune system. This salad does have about 20 grams of protein in it. It's not high in sodium at all. It's almost zero. The dressing is made with dried herbs and oils, omega-3 fatty acids. Great for your brain, on omega-3 fatty acids and Alzheimer's and dementia. So when Jerry comes up with these recipes, I just love to share how important the nutrition concept is with them. They taste good, they're healthy, they're delicious, they're also really good. The last point that I want to mention is vitamin C, great for your immune system. The tomatoes, the cucumbers, the lettuce, the celery, all sources of vitamin C and vitamin A, which is great for your eyes. And last but not least, so you saw this proportion, pretty hefty. That is designed to serve dinner for 8 people. That's pretty much what the portion size is. Anyone want to guess how much it costs to prepare that meal for 8 people? A little bit higher, about 20. Which, if you think about 20 divided by 8, we're talking about $2 for dinner. And you've got a great source of nutrients, great source of food, as you'll see them.